Investec Asset Management has announced an investment in Daraju Industries, the Nigerian home and personal care business. This investment in Daraju follows other investments in established mid-market companies in Africa. Well, joining me to discuss this are Mark Jennings, who's the investment principal at Investec Asset Management, as well as Piyush Gar, who's the CEO of Daraju Industries. Gentlemen, thank you so much for making the time to join me today. I'd like to just pose this question through to Mark first. Mark, how much are you willing, or how much are you investing into the specific endeavor?
We haven't disclosed the amount, but from our private equity fund, we are typically making investments between $10 million and $30 million, and this investment fits in that range as well.
Yeah. Now, Piyush, maybe you can give us some insight as to how you envisage this partnership will be working. I know that, looking back at how this deal will be structured, you were looking at distribution channels specifically. How else do you think this partnership would be working?
Basically, the reason why Daraju chose Investec is because Investec comes as a very powerful alliance which has an international and African flavor to it because it has a lot of infrastructure and ability to invest in African companies, and they have a lot of experience in Africa, as well as they are an international brand. So how Daraju can benefit is basically by the vast resources they have, they can of financial resources, as well as the alliances they can bring on the table, as well as improve our ability to spend on infrastructure, as well as distribution which we require to spend in order to increase and grow our business.
No. Let's move our attention back to Mark. I just want to find out, with regards to your own international company, you've gone specifically into Africa and Nigeria, to be more specific. How does the African growth story compare to that of, say, Latin America or China? Why go specifically for Africa and Nigeria?
Yeah, as you say, we are an African business. Investec Asset Management has its roots in Africa, started here and has then become an international player. But with our roots so strongly here, we do look to invest in things that we know about. As a business, we've for a number of years been investing across Africa in different ways, in the public markets, in credit, and in the area that I'm involved in private equity. We think there's a tremendous growth story for Africa. There are, of course, challenges to doing business across the continent, but over the last decade or so, we've seen the real emergence of the African consumer. Initially, that showed itself in areas like the cell phone sector, and increasingly is showing itself in terms of demand for the sorts of products that Daraju produces, the home and personal care products. Nigeria as a market is extremely interesting. 160 million odd people, and Daraju's looking to be in every household in Nigeria, providing them with basic products that people want: soap, toothpaste, detergent, but doing it in a way that's affordable. So a very strong and attractive story to us, albeit with challenges. It's not easy doing business in some of these places.
Piyush, we heard Mark saying it's not easy doing business in some of these places. We've had the likes of Woolworths pulling out of places like Nigeria, saying that when it comes to distribution, it can be difficult. What are some of the challenges that you have seen doing business in this specific market?
Look, regarding Woolworths, right? Woolworths is a different story. I would not be able to comment on that. But as far as Daraju is concerned, Daraju is an indigenous Nigerian company. Right? It has been in Nigeria doing business in Nigeria for the last 7-8 years. And I think that basically the Daraju's focus has been purely to be in right now in the Nigerian market, grow its business in Nigeria, right? Nigeria is a lot of opportunity. there are challenges, but there's a lot of opportunity. And with the new regime of democracy, which has been for a while, there have been a lot of expenditure in the infrastructure, in power, and as we go along, as the government is doing a lot of work in this area, right? We see a lot of help for companies like us to grow in this segment, grow in their businesses. And I feel going forward, as there is a large opportunity, we see a growth possibility for Daraju and many companies like us.
And maybe I can add.
Yes, go ahead, Mark. Please do
go on. Sorry.
Please do add, Mark. You were saying.
Yeah, maybe if I can just add to that, and Piyush will probably want to talk more about it. But when we talk about getting to households and consumers in Nigeria, one has to realize this is not through, for the most part, formal retail channels. There's not yet the network of supermarkets and stores that one would find, say, in South Africa or in some other sub-Saharan African markets. This is about how to get your product out through hundreds of marketplaces across cities and towns and villages across the country. And one of the things that's impressed us about Daraju is how they've managed to do that, because it is challenging, and for a company that figures out to do that, that's a key part of their competitive advantage. Piyush, I don't know if you would agree with that or want to add to that.
I would just like to.
I'm thankful to Mark. Huh?
No, Piyush, I just wanted to.
I thank Mark for acknowledging. Yeah.
Yes,
sorry.
Piyush.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Piyush, I just wanted to ask you, because right now you are well entrenched in the Nigerian market. Is there perhaps any other places in Africa that you are wanting to expand to, or is it in the cards where you can find yourself with Investec Asset Management going to other areas of the continent?
Of course. I mean, the thing is that first, Nigeria itself is so big. And it's so big in terms of population size as well as the size of the country itself, right? And Nigeria is definitely one of the second largest economies of Africa. And I feel that yes, we still have to build our economies of scale first in Daraju. And once we have that economies of scale, it is natural for us to go into the other areas. But yes, in the short term, we definitely will look at the ECOWAS countries, which is under the ECOWAS banner. But right now, we want to focus with Investec coming in. We want to first focus in building our infrastructure and distribution to reach everywhere and every nook and corner of Nigeria, which itself is a big challenge. But I'm sure with their support and with our resources and combined resources, we should be able to do that. And once we do that, going into any other market will be very easy for Daraju. And of course, Investec has alliances everywhere in Africa and maybe wherever else. So we'll tap on those when the time will come. But for the short term, we have to first focus on the Nigerian business, because that itself has a lot of depth and width, which we have to capture.
Piyush, I do hear you there. Mark, are you able to just comment on how different has it been putting this specific deal where you compare it with other deals that you've done on the continent? You did mention that Investec is an African company when it comes to the footprint of the number of deals that you've done.
Yeah, I guess I'd say every business is different, and we've invested in the private equity team in a number of countries across the continent. We have investments in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Angola, in Nigeria. But really each business is different, and our model is not a volume model. It's about investing in a selective number of opportunities, getting to know the business, and most importantly, getting to know the people, because at the end of the day, we're backing people, the people that own and run these businesses, and not surprisingly, that's different in every situation. But I think there are some common things across all the opportunities we've looked at. We're not looking for short-term gains. We're patient, long-term investors. We typically have investment periods of around 5 years, and we're looking for a partnership. We're looking to find good opportunities where we can work together with the people in the businesses and bring more than just funding. Be able to add value in whatever way makes sense in a particular situation, and help over a period, like I say, typically of 5 years of see substantial growth, substantial value, of course for shareholders, but for everyone involved in the business. People employed,
gentlemen, thank you so
people
much.
that are,
Unfortunately, we'll have
getting
to
the
leave
products.
it. Mark, thank you so much for that insight.